Okay, here we go. In-floor heat. I've got 3 zones here. 1, 2, 3. You can see them there going into the floor. There's your return on the bottom. There's your supply on the top right here. You want to keep the temperature at 110. I've got it shut off right now so I don't electrocute myself. Here's your timer, circulating pump. Got this all open so we can go through the wiring. This is called your balance. This is your return and your supply. So starting from the beginning, here it comes through the line. You have to put in a check valve, so it can only come one way. Comes in through your line. Oh no, sorry. Comes in back right here. This is my hot water here. Okay, so it comes from the tank, goes out, in behind here, comes in. This is supply. Comes in through the circulating pump, across into your zones. 1, 2, 3 zones, right there. And then comes back out through the return. Comes back through the return, comes along this pipe here, and comes right through this return back into the tank. There's a check valve here so your return doesn't go back up, because this is your main coming from outside. My main water right here, whoops, is coming from outside, up and in, so you don't want that coming back. And this balance is in here because you want to circulate some hot water back in through the system. It's just more efficient to do it that way. So you have to play with this valve a little bit to see where you want that set. But 110 degrees rule of thumb is where you want it. We'll just go and show you the thermostat. It's just a simple 120 AC volt thermostat. All it does, it's just like you physically holding the wires together. Okay, so we'll start at the panel. 15 volt or 15 amp breaker right here, runs up and over into your switch, which is up here. It's just a light switch, comes in. So this is your main coming from the panel. Here's your hot coming into the switch, hot coming out into this red wire, which goes down into the circulating pump. So that red wire is coming in right here, right onto this one, onto this terminal, coming into 2, crossed over to 3. So if we look at our map here, I don't know how well that's focused, but you'll see your hot coming from the panel down into 2, jump right over to 3. That's where we're at right now, and this is your timer. Okay, so we're into 3 there. Let's go back up to, where should we start? Well, let's finish. So that's your hot coming in right here. That's your hot one coming into 2, jump right over to 3. Let's follow the neutral back. So the neutral is going to be, if we look at our map, neutral is number 4. So we come over to our map here. Number 4, this is the neutral right here. Tying into this one right here. Comes back up into here, which is tied into your thermostat. Okay, so this wire right here, this goes out to the thermostat. And all it does is just connect the 2 wires when the thermostat comes on. That's no different than taking these 2 wires and just holding them together. That's what's happening there. Okay, so thermostat heading out, thermostat coming back on this line here. That's what these are the 2. That's when you close this circuit, that's when it turns on the pump. So it's coming back into this blue T here, thermostat, which comes back into here. And that blue T comes into your load right there. And then here's the other neutral coming back into terminal 1. I believe, yeah, 1. Okay, that comes into this crimp right here, which goes into N, which is your neutral, comes back up into here, comes into your neutral here, and that ties into your neutral back onto the panel. Your ground's pretty simple, they all tie into the box. The green one comes into your circulating pump here, goes and ties into your ground right here. That stuff's all pretty straightforward. So I'll just try and see if I can zoom in on the map a little bit better. So you have your panel up here with your black and your white, your hot and your neutral. So the black comes down, connects to that blue wire, comes into our timer, jumpers over to number 3, and here's the neutral that comes out, ties into your white. Okay. I hope that looks clear as mud. I don't know what that looks like, but anyway, so back to it one more time if you want to go through it. So this is from your panel. Here's your hot coming in to the switch, comes over to here into your circulating pump. Here's your hot right here, comes, oops, sorry, that's a neutral. Here's your hot right here, comes into this jumper to 2 and 3, and you can't miss it because it's on the map. Okay, and then here's your neutral right here, tied back, or let's go back to the thermostat because that's where we ended up. Here's your thermostat right here. Thermostat wire comes back over to here, right, which ties into the thermostat wire, and all that does is jumper these two together, right? This black and this red, same thing, right? So if we go to this blue one and follow it back in, that thermostat wire coming back in comes in right here and plugs into your load right here. Okay, and then let's go to the neutral again on the first terminal. It's just crimped in here. That neutral goes out up into the wire, and your neutral comes out right here, and that ties into your neutral on your panel box. So I hope that's clear as mud. There's your switch again. Here's my main coming in. Go over this again, right? Comes down through the check valve, can only go one way, right? This is a return here. Here's our main supply coming back through here. Supply coming into the system through the circulating pump. Keep it at 110. Comes in, feeds the 3 zones, right? This is a air bleed off here. You need to bleed your system off. And here's they go into the floor. The ones in the back go into the floor, and then the other ones return back into your return manifold. They come in to your return and back into your tank. They can't go back up because of the check valve. They go back into your tank. And this balance, you have to return some of it, bit of your hot water back into the cold water system, or a bit of your warm water back into the hot water system, just to keep it a little more efficient. You don't want to run just straight hot water into through your system. You want to mix it so you can keep it a little more even. This tank I'm using here is just your standard hot water tank. This is a 50 gallon, and I'm heating approximately 800 square feet. Probably approximately 1,000 square feet with this, so that's what works there. I'll try and get a better picture on this, but I don't think it's going to work very well, unfortunately. And that's it.